The man's arm was instantly scorched by the sunlight. In horror, he looked up at the sky and discovered that the scorching sun rays had directly penetrated the atmosphere. Suddenly, a mysterious heat wave came rushing towards him. In an instant, the seawater in the entire area began to boil. Seeing this, the man hurriedly closed the car windows. However, what was even more terrifying was that the dreadful heat wave seemed to show no signs of stopping and was approaching the bridge at a speed of 300 meters per second. At the same time, the railings on the bridge began to emit an electric glow. As the heat wave grew closer, the car tires instantly melted from the high temperature. The moment the heat wave made contact with the bridge, the steel plates, dozens of meters thick, were directly severed in half. But this was just the beginning. The terrifying heat wave rapidly advanced towards the city. In the blink of an eye, all the buildings were incinerated by the heat wave. What exactly had happened to cause all of this? The story begins 3 days ago. On that day, 300 residents suddenly dropped dead on the streets. A few minutes later, people all over the country began to die one after another. Everyone thought it was a terrorist attack. At this critical moment, a police officer named Jed was given the task. He immediately began investigating the deceased individuals. Surprisingly, he discovered that all the people who had died had heart assist devices installed. The fundamental reason was that the heart assist devices had been affected by nearby magnetic fields, causing them to lose their intended function. At the same time, in a square 300 kilometers away, countless crows began to go berserk. They fiercely crashed into high-rise buildings and cars, causing horrific traffic accidents. The crowds on the streets had no choice but to rush into buildings to take shelter. After Jed's research and observation, he found that the birds' bodies were also related to the Earth's magnetic field. Therefore, something must have happened to affect the Earth's magnetic field. He had a premonition that a great danger was about to come. Jed immediately sought out the famous scientist Parker. After their investigation, they finally reached a terrifying conclusion. The Earth was about to be completely destroyed. At this time, auroras began to appear in the nearby sky. What the public considered a magnificent spectacle was, in the eyes of experts, a sign of a terrible disaster.